Listen, everybody needs a fairy godmother, just somebody to look out for them. Some people call me their fairy smoke mother, others their internet big sister, but you can call me Hannah, the host of Smoke Sash. So come hang out, let's light up and talk everything there is to life. The good, the bad, the ugly, the embarrassing. I've got a story for it all. Hello, hotties, and welcome back to another episode of Smoke Sesh. I'm so excited to be back with you all this week, this very snowy, cold weather week. Oh my goodness. I feel like all weekend it was like, is it gonna happen? Is it gonna happen? Is the snow gonna happen? They were reporting on this for like 2+ weeks. They were like, it's gonna be the biggest winter storm you've ever experienced. Not quite. I mean, we did get a few, probably like a good half foot of snow. So it did snow for a couple days here, which was so nice. I'm like, if it's gonna be cold, I'd rather it be cold and snowy than cold and everything's like brown and gray and dead, because snow is beautiful. I love the look of it. It actually puts me in the mood to enjoy winter a little bit. So I never get mad whenever there's a snowstorm blowing through. I always find a way to celebrate it. Including, I use, actually, random tangent, I use snow in my witchcraft a lot. I feel like it's a great tool. I mean, any sort of like moon water in general, it's a great tool for just renewal, purification, resetting, balance, and especially with a blizzard like we had, just generating and renewing energy. If you want more information on that, go join the Patreon, patreon.com/smokesesshotty. We talked about that on the Sunday Spirit post. I've been posting a lot over there per usual. The Patreon episodes are getting longer and longer as more people join. Thank you guys so much for joining and supporting. If you want to support me anyway, that's the best way to do so. I feel like our Patreon episodes have been averaging at like 2.5 hours recently. So if there's any time you want more content, okay, Patreon's the place to find it. Speaking of more content, I actually just uploaded a cinnamon swirl banana bread recipe if you guys are interested. Super delicious, really amazing. It takes a little bit of time, but it's so worth it. I feel like, especially when it comes to baking, the more effort you put into it, the better it tastes. Duh, hello. So go make that for someone you love, maybe this Valentine's Day, or make it for yourself and eat it all in one sitting. In that case, that's what I wanted to do. Also, I uploaded another vlog on my YouTube channel. Oh my god, Hannah is pushing out content, you guys. I really am. It was a little like paint with me vlog. I did a lot of yapping, not a lot of painting, but I chatted about art, my art journey, what's inspiring me, why I'm painting, what I paint with, things like that. So hopefully next time we sit down and do another paint with me, it could be more so focused on the painting itself. I'm like, what else do I have to catch you guys up on? I feel like there's not a lot to catch you guys up on because I have been snowed in my house for the past 5 days or so, which has been kind of nice because I really needed to hone in and focus on packing. I will be in Oregon a majority of this week visiting family. My aunt just finished her chemo treatment, so I'm very excited to go celebrate with her. And then also my cousin, her daughter just had a baby, so lots of celebrating going on. I feel like it's just like obligatory whenever there is a new baby in the family to show up for the people in your life and to make it known that you care. I feel like the older I've gotten, the more I'm like, okay, that's actually really important. Like, family, they are important, unfortunately. Well, fortunately, because they're not crazy, thank God. But I'm very excited to get out there. I'll be vlogging the entire trip, or as much of it as I can, and that will be one of my YouTube vlogs coming up. I'm hoping I have enough time to do a YouTube vlog before I leave tomorrow. We'll see. I just don't want to miss a week. I feel like I'm on a good roll, and if I miss a week, I'm going to get into that scary mindset where it's like, you failed, you missed a week, now you can just never ever do it again because you failed. I feel like sometimes my brain gets there and it's like, ugh, annoying, like it really is not that big of a deal missing a week. But since I'm on a roll, I'm going to try and push through and create as much as I can. Today's episode, we're going to do some confessionals. We're going to get a little crazy up in here. I know you guys are probably stir crazy at home. I know you're probably looking forward to summer. And honestly, between the two seasons, summer and winter, I find that people go a little bit harder and crazier in the winter. You know, we're stuck inside. It forces you to get maybe a little bit more creative with your craziness, forces you to into different avenues of boredom that you've never really thought about during summer when like the nature of it all is distracting you. I think it makes people behave in ways that are very true to themselves, but also like a little spooky scary, if I'm being honest. I haven't looked at them. Usually I look at the questions and I go through and sort based on what I want to talk through. But I want you guys to see my real, raw, honest reaction to these submissions because they always catch me off guard. And I feel like they always bring up a memory that I've hidden so far deep into my brain that I'm like, oh, fuck, maybe I've done something like that and just permanently forgot it. Anyways, before we get into that, I think it's necessary for me to say, fuck ICE, fuck Donald Trump. If you're a Trump supporter, this is not a safe space for you because if you can't curate a safe space for people around you, then girl, I don't fucking want you here. Let's make that very fucking clear. I feel like I've made that clear my entire life, so it's weeded out the people that I don't want here because they are acting like the Gestapo out on these streets, and that is terrifying. Random people being murdered in the streets, ripped out of their houses, terrified because of their skin color, whether they are here or not legally. I don't give a fuck. I give a fuck about human rights, compassion, kindness, and caring. And I'm going to put that where it actually fucking matters. I'd also like to make it very clear as an influencer, I guess, if you want to call me that. I prefer content creator, but semantics, you know, we're not going to argue about that right now. If your favorite online creator is abnormally quiet, or you're like, I haven't seen them talk about this or post about this, that's for a reason. It's not because, they don't want to get into politics. It's because they don't give a fuck that it's happening. They don't care. If they don't care about their neighbor, why the fuck do you think they care about you? I have worked with illegal immigrants in my life. They're some of the hardest working, most kind, compassionate, caring, understanding people I've ever met in my entire life. And also, we're talking about people being illegal on the fucking earth. Oh my God. Like, it's actually pissing me off. It's actually making me so angry. And I'm sure a lot of you are feeling this enraged and angry energy as well. If I can push you into any avenue, it's advocating for the people around you. If you're showing up to protest, I love you. Be safe, be kind. Look out for one another. If you're the kind of person who's like, I physically can't show up to protest, use your platform, use your words, use whatever you can. There is a way that you can show up and show out for your community. And if you have a problem with me sitting up here being passionate about people having basic human rights, if you're mad that I'm talking about people being allowed to be people on this planet Earth and have rights, then there is something very sick and twisted going on in your brain, and I don't want it anywhere fucking near me. Anyways, that is that on that. I figured we got to talk about it because I've just been feeling, especially being pent up inside, just so angry and unsettled recently. And I feel like before going into a podcast, I can be a little bit more fun and lighthearted. It's like, let's address the fucking scary shit in front of us before we get into the fun, because we got to look at all perspectives here and we can't ignore what's going on around us. We can't ignore it. You can't ignore it. But with that being said, let's get into some confessional. If you ever want to submit a call in and my Instagram DMs is being like fucking weird, just DM me and be like, hey, I want to send a call in, and then I can like accept you into my general DMs and you'll be able to. I pay attention. Don't worry. Just shoot me a quick little message. I'll respond and I would love to hear your voice. But with that being said, let's get into some crazy shit that you guys have been up to hopefully lighten up your week, maybe take off some shame that you've been feeling, have a little laugh at our unique humanness that we all experience, and hopefully pull some fun story times from the inner depths of my brain, because I do block a lot out, I've realized. Sometimes I'll wake up in bed and I'll be like, oh my God, I forgot that even happened. And it's like, I'm 26. Like, I shouldn't be forgetting things at this point, but I think it's my brain blocking it out for a reason. Like, you were drunk and crazy. We can forget about that one. Let's see. Someone said, I hit another ambulance on my first day as an EMT. Backed into it, my spotter sucked. You know what? Those ambulances are battered and worn. It's okay. It's whatever. At least it was company property and not your own car. I personally, after working for so many companies that are just like, they don't really care about us, I'm like, as long as it's happening on company property and it's happening to company property and not my own property, I don't care. Because what are they going to do? Fire you? I mean, they might, but also it's like, you're an EMT. I fear you can go anywhere and get another job because it's just a car, you know? I love sitting in the bathroom while I'm on the clock and scrolling on my little phone. I love being at my job and applying to jobs while on their dime. Like, any way that you can use and abuse the system in a healthy way. Okay, there's a balance to everything. Then you know what? Go ahead. Make it a little mistake. Oopsies. Did not mean to hit that car. My bad. I'll put a sticker over it. Oopsies. It is what it is, girl. They're not going to invoice you $1,000 for that scratch on the bumper. Speaking of using company time correctly, I'm very good at pretending to be busy at my office job. Mostly I'm on Pinterest, Substack, etc. Yeah, I feel like with office jobs, there's like 1 hour of actual work that you do, and then you are kind of just like fucking around for the rest of it. And as you should, girl, make that bag. Me and a German guy were having sex as the security guard banged on a door. And you know what? A German guy would corner you in a bathroom and have sex with you. They are some freaks. European men, freaks. Freaks. We think American men, I feel like we think freaks. But they're freaks in a way where it's like, it has to be all about them. It has to be like, they feel sexy, they feel hot, they feel wanted. Ooh, oh, you want me? Yeah, let me sleep with you because I want to feel desired. I feel European men, it's the opposite way around. It's like, hot woman, I kind of want to worship her. And especially in the fucking bathroom at the club. I'm just thinking about the logistics here, though. Like, foot up on the toilet from behind or what? Because there's no way my hands or feet are touching the walls. Like, I would not touch a bathroom wall if I did not have to of a club. And I'm God for fucking sure I'm not touching the floor. That's for sure. Stay sanitary in those positions. I'm begging you. Have I hooked up in a bathroom at a club? I don't think so. I've had a lot of kikis in bathrooms at clubs with girls and like doing lines off their phone in the bathroom, but I don't think I've ever hooked up in a bathroom at the club. On the dance floor, yeah. Not like P and V, but like a little fingering. Yeah, I've definitely done that. No sex in the club though. I'm like, I'd rather be on a bed. Truly. Sometimes after I shave, my pube will get stuck ... under the hood ... It hurts. LOL. Am I alone? No, because there's nothing worse. There is nothing worse than shaving down there. And then, like, even if you shave in the shower and you are thoroughly rinsing off, I'm talking like scrubbing with a washcloth down there, like trying to get all the hair off. I feel like even with like shaving your face or whatever, those little tiny prickly hairs get stuck in the worst goddamn places. They do. You ever try and put on a pair of yoga pants after shaving your pussy and there's like random hairs like scratching the fuck out of your legs because they just got stuck to your body and won't leave you? It's the worst. And I know this and I'm angry because of this, because that was me last night. Literally shaved my puss, bald, cute. I mean, not completely bald. She has a little cap on or whatever. She has a little landing strip. A cap is crazy. And that hair will scratch the fuck out of you. I wonder if men experience this with like shaving their face and like maybe they get like a couple hairs that land on their chest and then like their shirt's rubbing against it. Ugh. As a sensitive girly, it is the worst feeling ever. Also, pro tip. If you ever shave right before getting your pussy ate, I think there needs to be at least like a 1 to 2 day in between stage before. Well, and like, no shame, please get your pussy ate whenever you possibly can. But like, from my experience, like I said, it's impossible to get all the teeny tiny little hairs off you. But if you shave and then immediately go to getting your pussy ate, the probability of there being more hair down there than actually less is way higher. Does that make sense? Because sometimes it's hard to wash it all off. So it takes a couple showers to get like every single little bit of hair out of there. And yeah, I mean, if he's going down there, whatever. He better appreciate whatever the fuck he finds, or she, or they, or them, maybe multiple. I don't know what your freak time you're on to. I know there's a lot of them in here. But please be aware of the teeny tiny little pieces of hair that get lost in the cracks and crevices down there, okay? I got cracked within the first week back at college when I said I wouldn't. Well, was it good at least? I hope it was at least good. Sometimes you just need a good dicking down. And I will never shame a girl for getting what she needs, okay? I think I'm a lesbian. Oop, I've had a boyfriend for 2 years. Help. Well, there's many different ways you can go about this. I think sometimes the fantasy, sometimes, and actually most times when it comes to sex, the fantasy is what's more exciting than the actual real life situation. So like the fantasy of being with a girl is better than sleeping next to your boyfriend who like barely eats you out. You're like, man, I need a fucking girlfriend. You know what I mean? Maybe you get the best of both worlds situation where you have a 3-way. And the best way to have a 3-way when you are in a long-term committed relationship, I feel like would be you go out to the bar, maybe with your boyfriend, and then you go flirt with the girls, find the girl you want, be like, hey, me and my boyfriend saw you from across the bar over there. You know, point at your boyfriend. She can be like, is he hot or not? And then, you know, you guys can maybe figure it out from there and then hook up. And then you can realize, do I actually like eating pussy or not? And maybe it'll blow up your relationship and that'll be what you wanted. Or maybe it'll make you guys, you know, more bonded. Maybe it'll be really into 3-ways after that. Who knows? Who knows? But if it's something you're curious about and you're young, I do think it's something you should think about and explore. You know, oh my God, if you really, 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 really want pussy and you never get it in your life, it's no way to live. Talk to your boyfriend about it. I'm sure if you're like, I want to go munch some box, he'd be like, well, can I sit in the corner and watch from my cuck chair at least? I'm not even kidding. Someone said, girl, I want to fuck in nature so badly. I don't know. That's because fucking in nature is the best. That's what we were born to do. That's what we have done since way back in the fucking day. We've been fucking in nature for forever. I've fucked a lot in nature. I don't know what it is about like being alone in the woods that I'm like, I could pull it to the side real quick. Sometimes I'm like, no. I feel like there's someone in the bushes watching, because I have been stalked in the forest by a man that hid in the bushes and was going to like pounce and attack on me. So I always have that feeling that's like, someone's behind me, aren't they? But I have had a lot of sex, not in public, but in the peace and quiet of woods where there's no one else. Like at a waterfall or at a lake or in the river or on the beaches of Malibu. That's a little bit more public, but not super public. I've had a lot of sex in nature. It's just something about Mother Nature is the best wingman ever. And please be safe. This is not me telling you to do that. Once again, I don't need you to catch a charge for public indecency, but who am I to tell a girl not to get her nut off? Hello? Because of the experience gap, I sometimes feel like I'm not as good in terms of sex. I don't know how to overcome. Okay, so I think people think having sex well means having experience. And I mean, from experience comes, you know, you learn a bit more about yourself. You learn a bit more about what you like. So you know, but I don't think having good sex actually comes from experience. I think you can have good sex first time straight out of the gate if you got two freaks together. You know what? Let me go ahead and brag a little bit. I think I'm really good at sex when I want to be. when I want to be, because I am not afraid to let my inner freak flag fly. And when you are in the bedroom, you need to be waving that thing left and right and center. I'm not even kidding. That's how you have the best sex possible. Because I'm thinking like, back to when I was like first having sex, and I wasn't having it with like a bunch of partners. It was just like one person that I was like maybe consistently seeing every once in a while. I feel like our sex was pretty good. Did it have anything to do with him? No, absolutely not. And now that I think about it, has any of the sex I've had actually had anything to do with how good the man is? No, not really. It has everything to do with me and how willing I am to just like get crazy. And crazy doesn't mean like I'm foaming out the mouth and doing a backbend as if I'm being possessed. No. Crazy means I know what I like. I know what feels good. I know what positions I want to do. I know how I want my pussy ate. And I'm going to go and I'm going to get it. That's how you're good at sex. You're good at sex because you are focused on pleasure. You're focused on pleasure for yourself. You're focused on pleasure for your partner. And inherently, that's going to be really fucking sexy. When like you think, oh, sucking dick. What's the sexiest thing you can think of when it comes to sucking dick? It's like the girl really, really wanting to suck your dick. That's what makes it sexy. Not like, oh, I guess, sure, I'll give you a blowjob. It's like, no, what makes sex sexy and what makes sex good is the desire and the inherent want and need to have a good time and the focus solely on pleasure. There's no performance. It is simply animalistic. That's what makes sex good. No one cares about the amount of times you've had it. No one cares about, how many partners you've had. Oh, that makes me more able to do this or that. No, it simply is, are you releasing your inhibitions? Are you feeling the rain on your skin in that bedroom? Or are you not opening up completely? Are you not like letting yourself really invest in the pleasure? I've led multiple men on for entertainment and ghosted them after a few days. I love women in men's business. You're so right about that. I think it's really important as a woman who has been around men who have experienced evil women. Sometimes there needs to be a balance where it's like, sometimes men need to experience evil women so they realize just how evil women can get, so they don't take us for granted and so they don't treat us evil. Does that make sense? Like, I do love when I've run into a man, like whether it's like, okay, relationship wise or just like talking to a man in general. I love when they're like, no, this girl really fucked me up, because it's like, yes, yeah, you should be a little afraid. You should want to treat women nicely. You should, be a little on edge. Like, is she going to do me wrong? You should not take us for granted. There should be a little bit of fear there, because with fear comes respect. So for all of womankind, thank you for that. I mean, men do that to women all the time, so it's only fair. I have a crush on a short king. Oh, congratulations. It's like having a little, little sunny angel. Like, it's so fun, I don't know what it is about the Midwest, but they breed a lot of short kings, and I'll tell you what, don't rule out the short kings out there. Okay, short king supremacy. I don't think like a tall man will really like completely provide everything you want. I don't think a short man will really provide everything you want. I also just like, as a woman, don't really get the thing about like, oh, he needs to be over 6 foot. I feel like that was such like a, I don't know, topic of conversation during like COVID, where it was like, oh, men have all these rules for women, so now women are making arbitrary rules for men. And it's like, LOL, funny, but also it's like men took that a little too seriously and got way too insecure about the 6 foot thing, when like women were just having fun and making fun of them lightheartedly. It's like, no one actually cares how tall you are. How do you treat me? Do you like me? Are you nice to me? And like, what are you going to do with that thing? I don't care how big it is. What are you going to do with that thing? Speaking of dick size, actually, I am a big proponent of size truly doesn't matter. Like, I feel like some men are like, oh, there's like a perfect like gold star size of like what a dick should be, and if you're above that or below that, then it's not good. When in reality, can I tell you something? pussies are like puzzle pieces. They are. I don't know what it is about like women's healthcare and just like learning about bodies in general. All pussies are different. Every single pussy is different. I've never been inside of one, but I do know for a fact they are all different sizes and shapes and widths and depths, and it's beautiful. It's beautiful. I love it. It's like a fingerprint. Okay, your pussy is a fingerprint. There are not two pussies alike. I'm not even kidding. And that's why there's so many different dick sizes. That's why not all men are born with the same penis, because if you have maybe a small penis, don't worry. There's a shallow vagina out there for you. And if you have a deep gaping vagina like me, no, I'm kidding. I know the people listening to this at their office desk are like, please, no one walk up behind me right now. Like if you have, you know, maybe a more open vagina, how do I say this nicely? There is like a massive dick out there for you. It's all about finding the right adjustment, period. Okay, the right size, the perfect Cinderella slipper for your, I'm trying to think of a really nice word to say. Anyways, dick size doesn't matter in that sense. The same way height doesn't matter. It's like, it's all arbitrary, whatever. If you have preferences, you have preferences, but also don't rule people out based on like what you're seeing with your eyes. What do you feel in your heart, babe? And what do you feel inside you? Does it feel good? Does it fit like a puzzle piece? Or is it like, oh, I'm shoving a lot in there? Or is it like, wow, I feel nothing? Either way, you know, there's people made for each other. It'll fit. If it doesn't fit, move on, find something better. I've stolen upwards of $300 at my grocery store job, and I'm scared they're gonna get me. They might. If it's like a small little local grocery store job, I highly doubt it. And honestly, even if it's like a big one, as long as it's not like Target or Walmart, like the big corporations who are greedy, I think you might be good. I always steal things from my job. It's like, you owe me. There's no way what you're paying me is actually in my soul what I feel like I should be paid. And so I'm going to supplement from other areas. Let's be honest. I'm going to supplement, okay? You owe me $2 extra an hour, and that means I'm going to take an apple and a banana for my lunch shift. I am, you know? Actually, usually it's like I'm going to steal rolls of toilet paper. Oh, I really like this plate. I'm going to take these plates. Actually, like at my old job, every single shift I work, I would steal a bottle of soju. I would definitely take like the silverware. I took a lot of little Jinro shot glasses. What else? Oh, a lot of ramekins, like the big deli containers. I've stolen a lot of those from my restaurant job. Chopsticks. Sometimes I'm like, oh, I need an onion for my recipe later and I forgot, so like let me just go take one out of the walk-in. I've definitely done that multiple times, but yeah, no shame. And if you get caught, if they don't have any video evidence, deny. That is not legal. I'm not legally giving you advice there. I let a random man on Hinge hit it raw because he's so hot and now he's ghosting me. Fuck. Well, you know what he was when you met him. Like, if you were meeting up with a man off Hinge, I mean, no shame. Listen, it might lead to love. It might lead to a wedding. So it's always worth the risk, I guess. But it's like, he saw a hot woman wanted to fuck. You saw a hot man wanted to fuck. You did the thing. Hopefully you had fun. Hopefully you got your nut off. And now you don't speak to each other again. It's okay. It's all right. It's okay. Okay? You don't have to keep in contact with every single one-night stand you meet. Sometimes they're just one night stands for a reason. And I think if you're going to have a one night stand, you have to think in a very like straight man way where it's like, they're hot. It's going to be really fun to bounce on it for a bit. Like, I'm probably never going to see them again, but like, we're going to have a really good time for 5 minutes. And then he's going to get the fuck up out of here. And I'm going to turn on some Housewives and order myself sushi. Like, you got, like, sometimes that's just how it is, you know? And if you don't want to have him hit it raw on the first night, go on a date, go to a restaurant. If he's like, let's go home afterwards, I mean, say yes or say no. You know, if you really want to set those boundaries, like, no, I'm only looking to date, then maybe don't hook up on the first date. But also it's like, sometimes you just need a good nut off. And I don't blame you, girl. Who cares if he doesn't message you back? Did you have fun? Also, if it's a one night stand, please don't let them hit it raw. Don't let them hit it raw. Please don't do that. I don't need you guys catching something. You never know what you're going to catch, and it could be really hard to get rid of. I use weaponized incompetence at my job where people don't know how to ask for help, period. I love weaponized incompetence. I really do, especially at a job place. Because it's like, to be fair, I'm not incompetent. I do a lot. But when it's like, I don't want to deal with that. As a woman, I don't want to deal with that. I will always go up to a man and be like, hey, do you know ABCD? Or like, where's this? And they'll be like, oh, I'll just go fucking do it. And I'm like, yeah, thank God. Like, if you can use what you can against the people around you in a healthy way, then whatever. I don't think weaponized incompetence is like the worst thing ever, unless the only time I think weaponized incompetence is really, 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 really bad is if you're using it at your job and also doing fucking nothing. Everybody's gonna hate you. You will get fired. Period, point blank. If you're doing a lot and you use it sparingly here and there because it's like, bitch, I just don't have fucking time, then whatever. But if you are incompetent and also using weaponized incompetence, you gotta fucking go. That, and also if you're in a relationship using weaponized incompetence, specifically as a man, because what do you mean you don't know how to do laundry? What do you mean you don't know how to grocery shop? What do you mean you don't know how to meal plan? Oh, my mommy always did it for me. Shut up. Grow up. To be fair, I was raised like a man. I mean, I always cooked. That's the one thing my mom was like, bitch, you're gonna know how to cook. I don't know what it is. You're gonna know how to cook, okay? Everything else, she pretty much did for me. Like cleaning, laundry. I was very spoiled as a child, okay? It was just because I was incompetent, to be honest. My ADHD brain was not going to be able to finish that entire load of laundry. So I, as a early adult, had to learn how to do all these fucking things, such as finish a load of laundry, like all the way through from washing to drying to folding to putting away in my closet, to actually do my goddamn dishes, to meal plan, grocery shop, cook, and then do the dishes and then put it away and plan for the next meal. Like, I had to learn all these things. So when there are people who are also my age who are like, I just never learned how to, so I'm never gonna. It's like, you stupid fucking idiot. You don't think we all had to learn this? You don't think we all had to learn how to do this? And now you just don't want to because someone else can do it for you? No, 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 no. In relationships, you gotta be pulling your fucking weight.
Hey, okay, so first of all, I know everyone says this, but love the pod, love you. I mean, genuinely, you just brighten up my Tuesdays and help me get through the week, so thank you so much for that. And second of all, one of my biggest goals for 2026 has been to, I guess, regain my creative spark and get back into my creativity, because I've been in such a rut for like maybe 2 years or so. I don't know, it's terrible. And I recently started the Artist Way, which I think you talked about doing like a couple months ago now. I'm on week 2. So far, it's going great, but I have this terrible habit of like losing my motivation and just stopping halfway through. And I'm really, really scared that's going to happen. So I guess my question is, what are like some tips and tricks to get through that motivation dip and just push through, you know? Anyways, thanks so much. Love you, girl. Have a great day.
So I did the Artist Way and I failed it. Not failed, we won't put that label on me. But I stopped after about week 6 because there was too many rules. And I did it during summer. And during summer, I'm a very anti-rule kind of girl. Like, I need to go crazy. I need to go wild. So I started it in a very summer time of my life. And I just couldn't deal with it. I think it's a fantastic prompt and thing to do. So if you're already on it and you're already 2 weeks in, commit. Motivation means nothing. Let's be honest. Motivation means nothing. Motivation will give you that spark. What really makes you pull through is dedication to self. Okay? Self-dedication. Motivation is not what gets Picasso to finish that fucking painting. Motivation is not what gets that runner to get the gold medal at the Olympics. Motivation is not what convinces that artist to put out the hot fucking album of the summer, okay, that gets her that Grammy. No, motivation had nothing to do with that. You know what had everything to do with it? Dedication. That artist finished that album, which is actually her 18th album, but she stayed dedicated to herself, and guess what? It's paying off. Now she gets the Grammy. Oh, you know, that runner who's getting the gold medal, they only got there because they dedicated that time to themselves every single day since they were a child to get there. That's like something that I really learned when I don't know, when my brain finally fucking developed, is that I feel like motivation is so like thrown at us, and it's a very easy emotion to latch onto because it's a high emotion. It's a dopamine hit. Motivation. Hope core. Yes, I want to do that. I want to do this. Yes, yes, yes. That's fantastic, and you need that to start to get up, but it's not what gets you going and keeps you going. What keeps you going is dedication to self. I'm doing this for me. I'm doing this for my future self. I'm doing this for my creative self. I mean, even if you think about this podcast, there's been times in my life where I'm like, oh, maybe this week I just won't get up and do it. Maybe this week I just, I'm having an off day. Maybe I just won't do it. I'll give myself a little break. And sometimes my boyfriend pisses me off because he's like, yeah, girl, you deserve a break. Don't sit down and do it. And it's like, so you want to see me fail? Oh, okay. But no, every single time I get up, I sit down, I do it, no matter how I'm feeling, no matter what I'm going through, because it's dedication not only to myself, but to you guys. Dedication gets you further than anything else will. So if you're going to dedicate anything to yourself, dedicate your life to yourself, dedicate your passion to yourself. Yeah, you're going through something that's a little bit annoying and hard, but it's dedication towards yourself. It'll teach you persistence. It'll teach you kindness. It'll teach you compassion. It'll teach you to get used to uncomfortable feelings and emotions, or doing the hard thing, so then you're able to approach hard decisions easier in the future. Motivation won't do any of that for you. So it's not about keeping and maintaining motivation. You can find motivation from anywhere. You can probably cultivate it within yourself. It's very easy to produce. But it's not about that. It's about, how can I stay dedicated to myself? Why am I doing this? What's driving me? And if it's simply just yourself or your future self, sometimes that's enough, honestly. I mean, for this podcast, it's you guys. You guys keep me very dedicated. Also, just like the joy it brings me keeps me very dedicated. The fun I have keeps me very dedicated. The idea of me in 5 years still doing this keeps me dedicated. That's what you need to be cultivating within yourself. And the only way to do that is to get up and do it. Yeah, even when it's hard, even when you don't want to, when you don't want to do those journal prompts, when you don't want to get up and be creative for 15 minutes or whatever the Artist Way prompt tells you to do. You could, but also you're kind of like putting yourself aside when you don't do it. Stay self-dedicated, if I could give you any piece of advice. Before meeting my boyfriend, I had a one-night stand with his older brother. Please pray for me. Oh my God. Oh my God. Now that's messy. That's a fun family reunion. Oh, wow. If they're really close, if they're like very close, the brothers, he knows. The boyfriend will know. He'll know. And he might look at you a little different, which is his issue. But if they're not close, there's a high probability that he doesn't know, but you don't want to get 3 years in and have him find out. So you got to be strategic about this. I don't believe in withholding the truth. I really don't. I believe that like your relationship should be based in truth and honesty if you are actually focused on building a relationship. But like, is this one of those like 1 year long relationships that you're just going to be in and then be like, I don't really want to be in it anymore? Or is this like a for life relationship? If this is a for life relationship, you got to tell him. I think you do. Or actually, you could just play naive. Like, oh, I don't remember. Oh my God, did I? I don't remember. That is a sticky, tricky situation, babe. And good lucks to ya. Having an abortion this week, forgive me for my sins. That is not a sin. Don't worry. I don't give a fuck what the Christians tell you. That is not a sin. If you are using the rights to advocate and do whatever you need for your body and your future and your mental health, then you do what you need to do. If I got pregnant today, that baby would be out of me before I even could spell baby. It would be gone. And I say this as a person who wants to be a mother and wants to have kids in the future. If I had a child right now, the likelihood of the life that I would be able to provide that child, I mean, I'd do the best I can. I'd for sure lock in, but it wouldn't be as good as a life and the life that I want for my child that I could maybe have at like 33 or something if I got pregnant then. So me being a real smart adult who wants to make good life choices for me, That means sometimes making the hard decisions. Sometimes the hard decisions are the best decisions. And whatever you want for your body and your future is your prerogative. And that's your, guess what? God-given right. Okay? So no sin there. I feel guilty for leaving a function without saying goodbye to everyone. Oh, no, no, no. Irish goodbying is my favorite. I love getting home and I'm like post shower, like lotioning up my legs, and they're like, where'd you go? Like I'm getting texts like, hey, where are you? I'm like, I'm safe at home, babe. Where are you? Where are you? I love an Irish goodbye. I think it's the sexiest like thing ever. Okay, going around and saying goodbye. I'm a Midwest girly, so if I say goodbye, if I actually am like, okay, I'm gonna go say goodbye to everybody I came here with, like I'm leaving a little early, whatever, I'm gonna go around the circle and say goodbye 18 fucking times, and I'm gonna stay there for 4 extra hours. Be like, oh, goodbye, oh, this chat, oh yeah, I'm supposed to leave, oh, let's have another drink, okay, oh yeah, goodbye, blah, blah. No, we don't have time for that. There's no time for goodbyes. The only person I'll say goodbye to is whoever invited me or whoever's throwing the party, because it's mostly a thank you, not really a goodbye. It's like, happy birthday or whatever. Thanks for letting me vomit in your toilet. I'm going home now. You know, but I am pro Irish goodbye every time. It's the sexiest thing when you just like disappear and it's like, wait, where'd she go? Where'd she go? Sometimes I do it to my detriment, but usually I'm always pro Irish goodbye because my Midwest heart, like I said, I'm going to be there for 18 hours saying goodbye.
Hi, Hannah. I just was calling in to ask for a little bit of advice about me and my roommate. So, I'm 19 and she's 20, and we have been best friends for 4 or 5 years now. And we got an apartment together about 6 months ago on a 12-month lease. I don't know how to tell her that I don't want to renew my lease with her because we keep having arguments. Whenever I bring up how I feel, she gets argumentative. Like, I just can't do it anymore. So I was just wondering if you could give me a little bit of advice on how I should go about that. I'm telling her that I don't want to renew my lease.
This is so real. And this is why I'm kind of hesitant to recommend people moving in with their best friends, because I think it can get really messy. I think you should move in with someone that like is on the same level as you, but best friends can get a little tricky because best friends, you'll fight like sisters. Trust, you will fight like sisters, and sisters fight like literally. I grew up around, so my best friend growing up, was my neighbor, and she had an older sister. She's probably the closest thing that I could get to an older sister. And when two sisters fight, it's one of them holding a knife and chasing the other one around the house. Like, girl, when they fight, it was serious. I'm not even kidding. So imagine two best friends living together. Like, it's gonna get serious. You're gonna be like mentally chasing each other around with a knife. You're gonna get annoyed. You're gonna have a little less forgiveness than like you maybe would with a stranger. So I think the predicament you're in is very normal for most people to be in. Of course, it sucks where you're like, well, damn. But I do think if you move out after 12 months, you might be able to repair the relationship a little bit. To survive those 6 months, I think you really got to just like let her do her own thing. Two best friends who live together, who actually stay best friends, are when you just got to be like, she's her own person, and if she's going to make a fucking mess in the kitchen, then it is what it is. It's best for my mental health to not go do her dishes or to not bitch her out about her not doing her dishes. Like, let me just stay in my room or whatever. Allow her to be a human, allow her to make mistakes, allow her to be annoying, allow her to be the annoying roommate. You know, just let her be and let yourself be. Focus on like what's good for you. Get busy, get out of the house. I think it'll make those 6 months way easier. And then also when it comes to, hey, I'm not renewing the lease, maybe you say, oh yeah, I want to move to this area, or I really want to live alone, whatever it may be. I don't think you have to be like, yeah, you suck, I don't want to live with you anymore. Like, we can save some emotions. It doesn't need to be like that. But I do think once you guys get some space, or maybe once you just give her some space in your own apartment, I think you can always repair that relationship. So I don't think you have to throw out the relationship. Definitely, maybe you need to just like give some distance. Of course, don't renew the lease. Maybe find an apartment on your own, whatever it may be. But I think this is very normal when two best friends move in together. It's definitely like oh, we're going to chase each other around with a knife because we're comfortable. We're comfortable. When it's a bit of a stranger, you don't feel as comfortable to be as confrontational, and you're used to processing those like uncomfortable emotions maybe on your own or not taking it so seriously. When you're with a friend, you're more likely to bring up all of the little things that are happening all the time. And best thing you can do right now is kind of treat her like you would a stranger. You know, give her the same forgiveness you would a stranger. And maybe it'll repair the relationship. Maybe it'll make rooming a little bit easier than being so honest and blunt about how much you hate about her, you know? But yeah, not renewing a lease I think is very normal. I don't think it has anything to do, well, it has everything to do with her, but I don't think you need to let her know it has something to do with her. I think you just be like, hey, I'm moving out, found this place, blah, blah, blah. And give her enough heads up that she's not planning, you know, don't breadcrumb her where you're like, yeah, we're definitely going to live together next year. It's like, don't tell her that. Be honest. Be like, no, I'm kind of looking at other places or I kind of want to live alone. So then there's no animosity there. But yeah, this is a normal sister living with sister, friend living with friend situation. Oh my God, a lot of people want to be with women. Break up with your boyfriend and go date a woman. Not even date, like go sleep with a woman and go see how it is. Like there's many more boyfriends to come across. I guarantee there's many more boyfriends to come across. I'm not sure if dating a man versus dating a woman is different because dating in any avenue is going to be a bit of a struggle, but at least figure out if you prefer pussy or dick. And on what scale do you prefer it? You know, I think you owe it to yourself. Life is about exploration and discovery and self-discovery and doing whatever the fuck you want. So if I can give you any piece of advice to the girls out there who are like, do I like pussy? Go eat some. Go figure it out. Boots on the ground, okay? Real journalism right there. But also, if you are in the position where you're like, I think I hate my boyfriend, there's like two options here. There's like the, like, oh, maybe I'm just, and I don't mean this in a, you know, demeaning way. It's just like sometimes when I'm in a certain period of my cycle, I'm like, I hate everybody. So especially the person closest to me is maybe going to get like a couple extra swings, unfortunately, like just because you're in proximity to me being a bitch. So sometimes it's like that, but also if it's something you're feeling every day of your cycle, and it's something you're especially feeling while you're ovulating, where you're supposed to be like glowing and like in love with the world around you, especially with your partner. If you hate your partner, or you can even look at them while you're ovulating, they gotta go. They got to go. Okay. Mid-missionary with a man, and my dog jumped onto the bed onto him and then shit all over him. There's no way that's real. There is no fucking way that's real. There's no way. Oh my God. And I know that man never spoke to you again. What? Oh, you know, that's a story he's keeping to himself too. There's some funny hookup stories that you can go to your bros and be like, oh man, like this crazy bitch, blah, blah, blah. Like men will chat hookups for sure. But this is one that he might take to his grave where he's like, no one can ever know about this. And it's outside of your control. I don't know. Consider it the universe stopping you from whatever the fuck timeline you were about to jump into, because obviously it wasn't right for you. And animals are very good at sensing energies. They can always sense a weird vibe. So I think your dog must have got the nervous shits and was like, this man literally has to get out of here, and I need to tell you why I have the nervous shits, and it's because of this man, and I don't know how to use my words because I'm a dog and I can't speak any sort of language. So I'm just gonna shit on him so you can tell, oh, my nervous energy and vibes are cause of this man. I don't know. I'm with the dog here, you know. During a date, the guy seductively choked me in the movie theater. In the movie theater? Did he also tip his fedora to you? Ma'am, may I get you a crisp Diet Coke? Seductively choke. How do you seductively choke somebody other than like, no, I know. I've been there. It can be very seductive. But in the movie theater, what were you seeing? Ham in it? You're sobbing. You look over at him, hoping to get like a little bit of reassurance from the person next to you that they also feel human emotions. And his horny brain is like, let me choke out this woman right now. She's in a very emotionally vulnerable state. No, I'm kidding. But like, what were you watching that he's like, now is the time I put my hands on her throat? There is a way. Listen, I'm a freak. You know me. I love a seductive choke. Seductive choke is not even like, oh my God, you're squeezing. It really is just like the hand's just there. And I'm like, oh, okay, this is what we're doing now. But in the movie theater, who was behind you that was like, what are they doing? What was the person next to you thinking? Because I know they're like, oh my God, are they going to be freaky next to me? Crazy, crazy. I want to know how that went. Had to break up with my boyfriend because he was so selfish during sex. Yikes. And I hope you told him that to his face. I hope you told him, I'm breaking up with you because you're so selfish during sex. Because you sometimes, listen, like I said, sometimes evil women do what needs to be done to then make the rest of the women's life easier. And that includes sometimes you have to break up with men so then every single girl they come across in the future has a better opportunity. And that's just for the goodness and the sake of womankind. Sometimes you break up with a man for the sake of womankind, okay? Where it's like, they're doing me so dirty. I need to be very honest with them about why I fucking hate them. So then hopefully in the future, they never do this again. So if he was really selfish during bed, like, lay down, we're fucking, I'm nutting, and I'm moving on, like, low-key, no shame on you, because sometimes you're like, maybe this will be different. I get it, girl, I get it. But I really hope if you haven't told him, I actually broke up with you because dick game's so bad and also like you're so selfish and I hate you, I think you should. I think it'll do something for womankind that will be very beneficial. So I just got out of a 3-year relationship, and yes, I've started talking with a new guy. No shame. I say this all the time and I truly stand by it. And people think it's like naive or whatever, but the best way to get over somebody is to get under somebody else. I know. You've heard it once. You've heard it many times. You're probably like, that is just not how it is. It is. You have to distract yourself. And humans are very easily distracted. And usually we're only hyper fixated on the most recent thing that was put in front of us. So if the most recent thing that was put in front of you is your ex, of course you're going to be hyper focusing on your ex. But if you break up and you're like, let me go source some new experiences, whether it's dick, whether it's sex, whether it's whatever it is. It could be a date, it could be a cute little makeout sesh, it could be a simple flirt online, over text, over Facebook, whatever it is. It could be simply swiping on Hinge and realizing there's other options. The best way to get over somebody is get under somebody else, to have that new thing at the forefront of your mind that makes you excited, that makes you forget about everything else that was going on. I'm not kidding. And sometimes it takes a couple tries. Sometimes it takes a couple tries where you're like, no, not good. No, that's not the one I want to hyper focus on. No, that's not the memory I want to have at the forefront of my brain. Sometimes you gotta try a couple times before you're like, okay, I've completely forgotten. Now I have something good to hyperfixate on. Had a sexy dream about my ex situationship. I'm 4 years deep in a relationship. It is what it is. It happens. Sometimes the brain plays tricks on us. And no, it doesn't mean, oh, you're in the wrong relationship. No, it doesn't mean this man's thinking about you. No, it doesn't mean anything. I'm not somebody who believes in dreams meaning anything, because I feel like if I really start believing in dreams meaning something, I'm going to like go into psychosis. And nobody needs that. Nobody, especially me, I do not need that. So I like to pretend when I wake up, dreams did not happen unless they were like really fun and good. And if you had a cute little sexy time in your dream, then congratulations, girl. Okay, you're getting it in the real world and in the metaphysical world up in your head. I'm very jealous of that.
Hi, girl. I just wanted to say hi, and I wanted to share with you guys, with the audience, a confession that I have. So I'm currently in the best relationship of my life. Actually, this is the first serious boyfriend that I ever have, and I'm 23 years old. However, in the past, I always get involved with somebody until somebody better shows up, and I just kind of leave the other person for the better option, right? Well, this time, I have a coworker who, he's fantastic, and he matches my energy so much, but I've been with my boyfriend, with my first ever boyfriend, I have so many plans. What you guys would do? Would you guys break the cycle, or would you guys just, go with your heart, follow your heart, even though it's a little impulsive? Thank you, guys. Love you, Queen.
Y'all know my answer. There's no way that coworker dick is that good. It really is just close proximity. Your heart doesn't even want him. I fear you're thinking with your pussy. You know how some men think with their dicks and make the worst decisions of their lives? You can do that with your pussy too. And I think you're just thinking with your pussy. You also got to break that habit of like, being in a relationship and keeping a side piece on the side. You can't do that, okay? And if you're in a relationship where you want to entertain other people, dare I say, the relationship might not be good enough for you. Or I don't know, like maybe there's something in your heart where you like can't accept conditional love or unconditional love. But if I'm going to do anything in this situation, it's definitely not break up with your long-term boyfriend to be with your coworker. That's going to get messy. You're going to get in the way of your money. You're going to block your blessings. It's not worth it. Not worth it. I need to stop looking for male validation, even though I'm literally so gay. Like, girl, I just think male validation is so cheap. So cheap. It really is. Because, like, men get distracted over, like, the least, most interesting things ever. And I think about this all the time. The quote where it's like, men would literally fuck a McChicken if given the opportunity. It's like, oh yeah. Sometimes their brains do be working like that. And why would I put any sort of like pressure or any sort of like power over their thoughts on myself when they quite literally would fuck a McChicken? Like, sometimes stupid people's opinions don't matter. And I get on here and shit on men, whatever. Literally, I sat down with my Spotify like rep or something, and we were talking about like analytics because I wanted to look deeper in at them. And quite literally, there's a 99. The demographic of this podcast is 99% women. And I love that. I do love that. But I do know there are some fantastic men who come to this podcast to get the female perspective, to have a little laugh, to maybe become a better man. And I know you're probably on your like, oh, this girl's shitting on men all the time. But it's like, sometimes you need a little humbling. And I'm sure you know as a man some stupid fucking friends of yours who would fuck a McChicken. And thus, I tell the girls around your stupid fucking friend, don't care about what he thinks of you, okay? It doesn't matter. What do you think about yourself? And most importantly, what do your friends think about you? I think it's important to have a really good group of girlfriends around you, high achieving girlfriends who go after things, who hold people to certain standards, who hold themselves to certain standards. Those people, those are the opinions you want. Those are your life counselors, babe. Okay? That's what matters. That's the opinion that matters, because they will tell you to your face you are making the wrong decision. They will, because they love you, they will look you in your eyes and go, babe, I don't think this is good for you. And they'll do it out of love. Men will never do that for you, especially a man who'll fuck a McChicken. So don't even worry about male validation. It's so cheap, and if you really want it, it's very easy to get, but also at what cost? Your soul? Let's not give that up. No, stop. My boyfriend sticks his fingers in my booty crack and licks them. You guys are way too freaked out. I need you to not be doing that. He's going to get like MRSA in his organs from shit going in his system. And like, dare I say, if he's doing that, like he might as well get on his knees and spread the cheeks. At that point, you know, he might as well. My ex gave me the best head ever, and I always think about it while I fuck my current boyfriend. Well, if your current boyfriend's not doing it, you know what made it the best head ever. Just tell your current boyfriend, and then you could be getting it all the time. You know? Sometimes, you know what? I say sex is about like freakiness, you know, the pleasure you're feeling and how you're giving into it. But also, yeah, sometimes experience. And you experience, congratulations, best head of your life. Doesn't mean you need to sit there like, I got to close my eyes and not make eye contact with this man because I have to pretend he's someone else. Head scratch. No, it's actually like, oh, now you have the experience. Now you can replicate that every single time you get head. What made it so good? Was he really light with it? Was he focused on one area? Did he use tongue and fingers? Did he, you know, really take his time? You know what made it good. So now your homework is to replicate this in the man you're seeing currently, because he will learn. You can train a man. You can. Not always, but when it comes to pussy eating, you can and you should train a man how to eat your pussy. So if you know the special like 2-finger punch combo to get you to nut the hardest you've ever nutted in your entire life, tell that man what to do. And you do that with positive reinforcement. Oh, that feels so good. Do this. Oh my goodness, babe, I've never felt this way before. Do this. When you're finished, like, reciprocate, okay? Then go down on him, give him the best head of your life. He will start doing that consistently for you, okay? And that's how you get what you want.
Hi, Hannah. I am seeking big sister advice. So I just got fired from a shitty bartending job. It turned way too corporate and they fired me and my boyfriend. So we decided, instead of looking for new jobs here in Central Florida where we both hate it, we decided to move to New York. We got a sublet for a month starting next week. We have to go up there and take all of our shit, and we're just gonna see what happens. And apartment hunt, I guess. And I'm very nervous. Everyone around me is telling me that this is a bad idea, but I feel in my true heart of hearts that it's the right decision for me. I feel like it's meant to happen. I feel like I'm meant to go there, and I have the money to do so. So finances really isn't an issue. I just don't really know how to tell my parents. I feel like they're going to be very disappointed in me, and I don't know if this is the right decision. I'm kind of nervous. Like, my intuition is telling me it's a good idea, but my anxiety wants to just run away. So let me know what you think. Mwah.
Okay, well, first of all, you're going to disappoint your parents no matter what. That is the curse of being a child to parents, is like, you will disappoint them. You'll do like the best thing. The funny thing about like being a child of parents, aren't we all? But, you know, having parents in general is like, you will do like the best thing you could ever do for yourself, and then your mom will break down in tears and be like, why would you do that? And it's like, girl, I don't need this fucking stress on my life. Like, Jesus Christ. Anyways, so you're gonna disappoint them. Go ahead and rip that band-aid off. Get over it. It is what it is. When you do rip that band-aid off to your parents, whenever I make like a drastic life decision to my parents, I always make it very clear to them, because my mom can be very emotional. I make it very clear. This is a decision I'm making for myself. Yes, I've thought it through. If everything falls, you know, out of place, I'll come back home, whatever. What I need right now from you two is emotional support, kindness, compassion, and I need you to celebrate with me and get excited for me, because I have enough stress already on my shoulders. So if you can't provide that for me, I'm going to need to take a break from you guys. Like, I need emotional support right now. Tell them what's going on and then be like, I need emotional support. Please be kind to me. And if they can't, then you can just kind of ghost them for a little bit. They'll figure out, you know, oh shit, I should have behaved that way. It'll figure itself out. But you're going to disappoint your parents no matter what, especially when you're moving out of your home state, out of Florida, which, congratulations, get the fuck up out of there, girl. But I think it'll be good. Like you said, monetary issues, not even a problem. You are just going to have to enter hustle mode. I know when I leave Kansas City and I move to LA, I'm going to have to enter the same kind of mindset, which is why I'm really trying to mentally prepare. It's going to be hustle mode, which is pack up all your shit, drive it across the country, get up there, unpack, get into that sublet, immediately start applying for jobs, immediately go apartment hunting, do this, do that, blah, blah, blah. It's going to be hustle mode. Time's going to move by very quickly. But if you really think about it, in the grand scheme of your life, you take one singular month to dedicate, talk about that last call-in, dedicate to yourself and your relationship and your future and your goal. 1 month. Hold on. Let me pull out my calculator. How many months does the average human experience? Let's see. 12 times, say you lived to like 95, congratulations. That is 1,140 months that you experience on this planet. You set aside 1 month to hustle, and all of a sudden you got it all figured out. You can set aside 1 freaking month, okay? It sounds like you're self-motivated. It sounds like you got everything under control. It sounds like you're excited. It sounds like, you know, you have a partner who supports you, who will help you figure things out. 1 month of dedication, 1 month of hustling, 1 month of simply finding another bartending job. Maybe you find a different little like coffee shop gig, restaurant gig, whatever it may be. Show up in person, hand out your resumes, show up the best you can to those, you know, job interviews or apartment hunting. You'll figure it out. 1 month. That's all you got to dedicate to. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Think about the big picture. Stress can get very overwhelming when you think about the small picture, okay? When I was going, what was like the most recent, like super stressful event I went through? I think it was probably, and thank God, it was when I got my car stolen. It was like I had a moment of panic, which was like, things are out of my control. I'm freaking out. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And then I stopped. And instead of looking at the small picture, which caused me more anxiety, I looked at the big picture, which is, I needed to get rid of my car anyways. I needed to find a new car. Money will come back to me. Maybe I'll find the car eventually. let's start, looking towards the future of, well, eventually I'll have a new car and it'll be good. I just got to get through this situation. And guess what? I did. But once I looked at the big picture, it got rid of that immense anxiety that I was feeling about the small picture. So don't focus on the little things. Focus on the big things. Focus about your future, about the life you're building with your partner. Congratulations. How fucking fun. And stay dedicated to yourself. 1 month out of 1,140 months, girl, you can put 1 month aside. I believe in you. You got this. And yeah, you're going to disappoint your parents, but like, they'll be totally fine, for real. It's not the worst thing they've ever gone through. Made tons of big bookings at a restaurant after they fired me. It went bankrupt months later. Oh my God. Well, they're probably going to go bankrupt anyways, but I have learned from personal experience that if you make too many reservations through, like, what is the most popular reservation app? Like Talk. If you make too many reservations through Talk and don't show up to them and don't respond and don't cancel them, they will ban you for life. They'll ban you for life. I found this out the hard way when it was like last Valentine's Day, and I was like, I don't really know what we're doing. Like, let me just like panic and figure something out. So I made like 18 reservations just in case. And then we only went to one, and not good, very bad. Like, literally, they have me IP banned from making reservations. And now if any of my girls and me want to go out to dinner, I'm like, can somebody else make that? Can somebody else make that? Sorry. They literally won't let me. So just a pro tip, don't make too many. And also, fuck your job. How to stop flirting with men for free drinks, even though I love my boyfriend and adore him. Oh, interesting. Well, like, I'm having a hard time here because I'm pulled in two very different directions, which is like loyalty, yes, and also like free drink. Yes. And I think there's a healthy balance here. How would your boyfriend feel about you doing this? If he, and this is when I'm going to be like, oh, let me step in for the man's side here or whatever. If he's going to be pissed off at you for like taking a drink from another man, then it's just not worth the trouble. And if you really like free drinks that bad when going out, tell your boyfriend, I need $25 fucking dollars before I go out. There you go. Problem solved. If you know he'd be pissed, like, oh, I shouldn't be doing this, but like I'm kind of addicted to it and I just really want a free drink, but he would be very unhappy. Ask your man for money before you go out. And if he says no, he's got to sit there all night thinking about, wait, if she doesn't have money for a drink right now, who's going to be buying her drinks? Panic. And then I'll give you money next time. Now, if it's something you're like, I don't think he really give a fuck about, like, if it's like, no, he really wouldn't care, like, it really is nothing, I'm just getting my free drinks, then whatever. All relationships have different boundaries, different levels to it, okay? But I think the best situation is, and the probably most realistic situation is, your boyfriend probably would not like it if he walked into that club to meet you there and you were flirting with a man for a free drink. And best case scenario is you tell him, hey, I'm going out with the girls, can I get some drink money? Do you want to go ahead and buy me some drinks for the club so I can come home tipsy afterwards? Like, that's how you should frame it. And I guarantee you'll get some money out of it for sure. I cheated on my boyfriend out of selfishness and he found out. Yeah. Cheating usually is always from actually, not usually always. Is always from selfishness. You had a selfish moment. We're not going to like fucking beat you up over it. Best thing you can really do is leave him. Yeah. If he's not broken up with you, it's probably because he's trying to make it work. And after cheating, there's no way to make it work. There's no way to make it work, especially when you're young. So the best thing you can do for him is to leave him. If you ever cheat on anybody, you gotta leave. You do. And it sucks because you're like, oh, I did one bad thing and now I'm doing another. No, you're letting them go so they can find someone better. You owe that to them. You don't owe, yes, I'll be better in the relationship. You owe them, I gotta leave. I broke every single rule and boundary we had in this relationship, and thus there's no more relationship anymore. And I'm so sorry. I want you to heal from this, but I don't think you can heal from this in a relationship. You owe it to them. You do. And that's one way you can kind of like, kind of reset. And the only other way after cheating to really, I guess, like do better is to never do it again. Yeah. You owe an apology. You owe like making up to them in some sort of way. You also owe them space in leaving if they won't leave themselves, which they should leave you. But you know how it is. It gets tricky. Sometimes they don't want to leave. They're like, we can make it work. They're too tied down. It's a big like bubble burster and they don't know what to do. They're panicking. Of course. So since you made the hard decision one time, you got to make the hard decision a second time. You got to leave. And from here on out, I feel like, especially cheaters, I think, and I haven't really been around a lot of them, but a couple of the people, especially in college that I knew that were like cheating a lot, they felt so like self-depreciated because of it that they kept doing it. It was almost like a self-harm behavior where they were like, well, I hate myself and I don't deserve good things, so I'm going to keep blowing up everything around me because I don't know how to be an actual adult who functions in the real world. And it's just like, that's a mess. Don't go there. Don't push yourself deep down in a hole where you keep making the same decision over and over out of self-hatred. It's like, okay, you did something bad. You live, you learn, you grow. Never do it again. Do the best you can for the person in front of you to try and make things good. But also, I do think you need to leave if they have not left you already. I hooked up with a school friend on Xmas who hadn't seen for 10 years and he got me pregnant. Huh? Oh no. Free my girl on Xmas. Oh my God, so you're like a month in. 2 months? How long has it been? Oh, like roughly a month. You got time if you want to maybe not do it, but if you do want to stay around, I think the most important thing is like, do you tell him? Yeah. I mean, evil girl hours here. If he makes a lot of fucking money, get that child support, baby. That is some evil girl hours though. But also if you're like, this man's a loser and he just kind of got me pregnant, it's like, maybe you just single mom it out and do the best you can. But, oh, pregnant from a one night stand, talk about worst nightmare ever. And please please do what's best for you. I check my ex's private Instagram almost every day. Now, why would you do that to yourself? Why are you self-torturing? Why are you like physically lashing yourself every single day? That seems like just not worth it. This is when we're gonna have the self-control talk. Okay, yes, when information is available to you, sometimes we think, oh, that means we should be looking at it. No, not all the time. Just because something is available does not mean you need to look at it. And I highly believe you should stay far, far away from exes, any sort of exes, whether it's yours, someone else's, whatever it may be, past life people and their Instagram pages, Facebook pages, whatever it is. The best thing you can give yourself and gift yourself in this life is being oblivious to what came before you. Okay? I saw Brocky talk about this when someone was like, oh yeah, do you like not get jealous about Drake and Rihanna? And he's like, why would I give a fuck about anything that came before me? Oh, I'm gonna go into the past and like worry about fixing this thing and blah 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 blah. No, I don't give a fuck. I'm here right now. That's all that fucking matters, where I am and what I'm moving forward towards, and that is loving my girlfriend, wife, whatever it is. Rihanna, hello, who would not love her down? But that mindset is the healthiest mindset to have, and something that people really need to start taking on, which is, I don't really give a fuck about your ex because they have nothing to do with me. And unless you are making them prevalent in your life again, in this case, I don't want to be here around that past behavior, then I don't care. I don't care, because you got to be a little bit like, you got to inflate your ego a little bit, which is, I'm the best thing to ever happen to you. You're with me for a reason. Fuck anybody else who's in my past, because they're in my past for a reason. I'm moving on to the future, onto bigger, better things. That's the best way to do it, because checking your ex's private Instagram every single day, or checking your boyfriend's exes or girlfriend's exes or exes, it's like internet self-harm. And we need to not, you gotta cut that behavior out immediately. I used to do this a lot. And then I realized, oh my God, I'm making myself miserable every single day. And it's just not worth it, because honestly, what is more important and what's most important is me right here, right now, and the people who are in front of me and who have chosen me in this moment. There's nothing else going on. I'm not focusing on the past. I'm not focusing on it. Girl, fuck the past.
Hi, Hannah. So I've been dating this guy for 6 months, and we really love each other, but everyone in my life hates him. He's controlling. We have opposite beliefs, in a lot of things, and I feel like I should leave him, but I can't. We already broke up one time, and I honestly felt like it was the right decision, but we ended up getting back together. He has this crazy trauma, like abandonment issues, etc., so he's very dependent on me, and I don't know how to leave him because he does treat me really good in a lot of things, and our relationship is going really well, but I don't feel like I can grow as a person with him. Also, I'm still in high school, and there's a lot of things I want to do, but I can't do with him. But he's convinced I'm his soulmate, and I just don't know how to leave, and I just really want what's best for us. So, what's your advice on that?
Run as fast as the wind can take you. Women be like, and I don't blame you because I am this girl. Women be like, but we're so good and the relationship's working out perfectly. And then in reality, it's like he hates you. Your friends hate him. He's evil to you. You know, you're looking at it through rose-colored glasses. You will leave this man, get the boost of confidence you need, and realize, oh, wow, why the fuck was I doing that? I need you to have a Maddie euphoria moment where it's like, this man's evil and I want nothing to do with him and I need to get the fuck away from him. And I don't want you to wait around. Men like this, you'll wait around until they do something big or do something to really show you they hate you. But the thing is, men like this are really good at showing they hate you and also really good at showing they love you in a very superficial way. But it's that high, then low, then high, then low, then high, then low that keeps you trapped because you're dopamine addicted. Once you go cold turkey, once you fully remove this man from your life, you will be so much better off. Give it a good month. You'll be fine. You're in high school. Do not get trapped in this situation early because you are just a baby. You're a baby. You're a baby. And honestly, this relationship is not good, even though you think it's good. This man is not good to you, even though you think it is, because you're in fucking high school. You need to be focused on those grades, girl. How about the GPA? That's what you need to be focused on. Okay, please, I'm begging. Best thing I did for myself was not get involved with men until I was out of high school. And honestly, I wish I didn't get involved with men until I was out of college too. Unfortunately, I did. But I had the best high school experience ever because I did not focus on romantic relationships at all. I had little crushes here and there, but I was like too mentally unwell to really be in a relationship, which just sounds like he is as well, but he's not, you know, he can't be an adult and think for himself, so he won't make that decision. I need you to leave him immediately. And I know you probably won't right now, but please, if anything's going to give you the strength to do so, let it be my words. Was trying to get over my 2-year situationship by means of a romp, and I ended up with chlamydia. Okay, this is when my advice, getting over somebody means getting under somebody, is maybe not the best advice, because that is always, I mean, if you're ever going to hook up with somebody, it is always something that could happen. And thus I think you should vet people a little bit, like make them a little scared, you know, put them through the trials and tribulations, and if they pass, then congratulations, you get this golden gate of a pussy. But I think if you want to strike the fear of God into a man, you should look him in his eyes, lean forward, push your titties together, and go, when's the last time you've been tested? Talk about stuttering, talk about hot mess. They will either have like a real answer for you because they're like a real adult who cares about their health and their partner's health, or they'll go, I guess I never thought about that. And it's like, oh, you never thought about that? So what 18 diseases are you carrying with you in those pants? Also, just a pro tip, I don't know if you sucked on it, but you can get chlamydia in your throat. Yeah, you can. You can. My first ever run in with any sort of STD, not personally, but within first ever STD of my friend group that like happened where we were like, oh yeah, oh my God, they were so right about that in PE when they were showing us videos and photos of people's, you know, private parts getting eaten up by diseases. It's like, oh yeah, that is a thing. My friend was like, no, I didn't sleep with them. I just sucked them off. But they just texted me and said they had chlamydia. I'll be fine, right? And I was like, I don't know. And it wasn't something I could necessarily Google because they had no answers. So I called Planned Parenthood and I was like, hey, quick question. Should it theoretically, asking for a friend here, if someone were to suck the dick of someone who had chlamydia, should they come in to get tested / medication? And they were like, oh, absolutely. Anywhere that there's a wet surface, a wet, warm, dark surface, chlamydia can grow. So please be careful. Like I said, strike the fear of God into them just a little bit. And I know this from personal experience. I told this guy I don't want to talk 4 times. It's been a year and I haven't blocked him because I love attention. I think you'd be a really good dom. Because you're kind of like doming this man anyways. I think you kind of like that power, that like, oh yeah, submissive man, he keeps crawling back to me. Even though it's like you don't really want to block them because you're like, I kind of love the idea that he keeps crawling back to me. I think you'd be a really good dominatrix. Yeah, I think you'd be like fantastic with some knee-high leather 8-inch heels with a man on his hands and knees in front of you. I think that's what you're kind of looking for. And if he keeps groveling back, maybe you can kind of push it. Maybe you can't enter a dominatrix state where you're, oh, you want to talk to me? Here's my Zelle information. Send me $100. Yeah. And if he's like, what, that's weird, then whatever, block him, move on.
Hey Anna, so first of all, I just want to say that I'm Canadian and I've been listening to your podcast for over 3 years now, and I really liked it. And sorry for my English, it's not the best because my first language is French. But yeah, I really like your podcast, and I just wanted to talk to you about something that's been going on in my brain for some times. So me and my boyfriend have been together for over 4 years now, and our relationship is very great. We don't argue a lot. He's really nice to me, and he treats me almost like a queen. But the only thing is that my birthday is in February, and we have our 4-year anniversary in January. So for him, it's just a lot going on in like the 3 months of the beginning of the year. Like, it's Christmas, our anniversary, then my birthday, then Valentine's Day. And my boyfriend, he thinks I'm too materialistic because I ask like for gifts and stuff on like my birthday and Christmas, and I like to get flowers or chocolate or whatever for Valentine's Day. So yeah, my boyfriend, he always tells me that I'm too materialistic and it should not be about the gift or anything, but like, it's true, my love language is gift giving, so of course I love to get gifts too. But for him, it's just, he thinks like I ask for too much, but for me, I feel like I just ask for the bare minimum.
Okay. Let me say, and I know this from personal experience, he's got no excuses. He has no fucking goddamn excuses. And you know why? Because I, as a girlfriend, do the same exact shit. My boyfriend's birthday is right before Thanksgiving. So it's this is what it is. This is the entire end of my year for the past 5 years. Halloween, immediately his birthday, immediately Thanksgiving. We get a month in between. Then it's Christmas. Then it's New Year's. Then it's Valentine's Day. So it flies by. There's a holiday jammed packed maybe multiple times a month sometimes. Does that mean, oh, I don't actually go all out for his birthday? Or, oh, I don't get him gifts on this day? Or, oh, we don't take this day seriously? No, not at all. Because I know what it means to be prioritized and like really, really taken care of. And of course, if I'm going to have a partner, I'm going to do that for them. And if your love language is gift giving, my love language is also gift giving. You know, if you have a partner whose love language is gift giving and you're like, it's too much pressure. Actually, you're just stupid and don't know your partner, because I could get the most simple, cheapest gift ever if it means it has something to do with me in a niche interest. It's the Bumblebee tights, okay? Have you seen that movie? Fuck, I'm forgetting it. But it's Daenerys, and she's like a caregiver, and she has this lame ass fucking boyfriend who gets her like this diamond necklace with his initial on it or his name on it, and it's ugly as fuck. And she's like, I don't really wear jewelry, but okay, thank you. I know it was expensive. Like, I appreciate it. And then this other guy gets her these striped Bumblebee tights that she talked about once. That was like her biggest thing that she's always wanted, and no one could ever find them or whatever, blah, blah, blah. She gets those. Guess which gift she likes more? The cheap ass Bumblebee tights. Yes, that is the point of gift giving. Being seen, being heard, being understood, being prioritized. That's what comes from gift giving, not the amount of money spent. I think some men think, oh yeah, I can get away with getting a shitty lame gift if it's expensive, or they get you a cheap ass gift that means nothing to you because they don't know you. Listen. I think you need to make it very clear to your boyfriend. Holidays are meant to be celebrated. We can pick and choose which ones mean the most to us. Maybe we're going to spend more on Christmas than we are on Valentine's Day. But Valentine's Day, I'm a fucking girl. I want some cute little roses and a cheap ass little teddy bear and a box of chocolates. It'll cost you $15 at CVS. But you as a man being in a relationship, that's what you got to do. Oh, you don't want to do that? Don't have a girlfriend. It's really that simple. And if you are a man listening to this podcast, let me go male brain for you for a second, okay? Because I know there's a few of them. I literally just got a comment that's like, I'm a straight man. I hope I'm accepted here. It's like, yes, but just act right. It's very easy to act right. Let me give you the key here. You want unlimited blowjobs, you as a man, okay? Male brain, I'm thinking for a second. You want unlimited blowjobs? All you have to do is after work, sneak by a little corner store, get a cheap ass fucking $15 bouquet and show up and surprise your girlfriend with it. Yes, that's all it takes. Yes. Now, more important holidays, yeah, it's going to take actually knowing who the fuck you're dating. But dare I say, if the person doesn't know who you are in the relationship, why are you even in the relationship to begin with? It sounds like this is a miscommunication, okay? You're prioritizing something, you're trying to communicate, he's maybe not getting the gist of it all, because sometimes, I don't know, men be like, see no evil, hear no evil for some reason. And it's like, no, like if you want me to be freaky in bed later or even have a sliver of pussy, then I need to be treated correctly. And in your case, that means gift giving, means prioritizing your holidays. And if you can also like give and take depending on which holiday. If you're like, I really want to go all out for my birthday, but that means we don't have to go crazy on Christmas or we don't have to go crazy on Valentine's Day, then make that known, but also like tell him what you want. Now, I think it's important as a person in a relationship, no matter who you are, to speak on what you want. Hey, I'm looking for this. Make it clear, make it known, have a serious conversation, look in their eyes when you say these things, okay? If that person goes, okay, yeah, I hear you, and then they don't do it for you, it has nothing to do with you and nothing to do with them. The question you need to ask yourself at that point in time is, they can't provide what I want. Is this something I'm going to settle with? Or is this something that I really need in a relationship and I gotta leave and go find, okay? If you really prioritize gift giving, if you really want to be seen and heard, and dare I say, you should be in a relationship that makes you feel seen and heard and special. If you don't feel that way, you gotta ask yourself, is this something I want to settle for, or do I need to go look for something that's bigger and better? Someone who's actually going to see me and show up for me. But yes, men, it's so fucking easy. Usually women will send you like wish lists because they know what they want already. Congratulations, just click purchase. But if you're like, oh fuck, I don't know, I never surprised my girlfriend. What are you doing? Literally $15 bouquet of flowers, show up with them. So simple. Of course, ideally you do something nicer than that, but if you really want to just like get down to the simplest terms of the things, like you said, Valentine's Day, I still want roses and chocolates. Is that too much to ask for? No, it's not. Okay. So yes, with every relationship, serious conversation. If they hear you and then don't do it, ask yourself, is this a relationship I want to stay in? Because obviously my needs aren't being met every single place that I want. Sometimes it won't meet all criteria, but how important is it to you? How much do you want it? And what do you really want in this relationship? It's okay to ask yourself that. I think sometimes we as women get stuck in relationships, or people just in general get stuck in relationships, and we're like, our needs aren't being met, but like, that's okay. That's just who they are, like it's fine. And then you kind of settle, and then you start feeling bad about yourself. You start feeling bad about the relationship. It kind of implodes on you. You can always ask yourself, no matter how far you are into a relationship, no matter how early it is, whatever it is, you can always have a real conversation with yourself of, am I being seen? Is this what I want? Is this what I deserve? You should be having that conversation with yourself quarterly, ideally. And if the answer is no, you gotta cut your losses. But I do think healthy communication is always important. And sometimes it's okay to look your boyfriend in the eyes and go, buy me some fucking flowers, bitch. And if he doesn't hear you, if he's like, oh, just a woman asking for flowers, then he's a stupid idiot and maybe he shouldn't be around you. I'm 21 in love with my 30-year-old situationship. Tell him, end it, or fuck his friend. Lord help. You need to end it, okay? You are not in the control that you think you are. And if you fuck his friend, you're especially not in the control that you think you are. Because him and his friend are going to laugh about it and giggle about it together. You think, I don't know what it is with like women who are like, I'm going to sleep with his friend. It's like, you think you are getting the upper hand here, but in reality, those men are going about it behind your back and laughing about it and comparing experiences. You're going to be the laughing stock. It's not worth it. That's why I say things in the past should stay in the past. Friends, exes, whatever it is. They're in the past for a reason. You are 21. You're 21. The person who is in power and control in this dynamic here, the person who's actually like getting something out of this relationship, is the 30-year-old man getting 21-year-old pussy. I need you to leave him and his friend expeditiously. And I might as well text him that he's a loser while you're at it. Because any 30-year-old man fucking a 21-year-old is the world's biggest loser. And I know you don't think that because it's a dynamic and it's definitely against you. And I get it. And it's not your fault. It's not your fault. It's not your fault. It's not your fault. But as a person in their mid-20s who has been 21, who has friends who are 30, I would cuss out my friends who are 30 who would date a 21-year-old. And I'd probably stop being friends with them because they're a lame loser. And I don't want you to get caught up with a lame loser. And if it's a friend of his, he's probably a lame loser too. I think I accidentally manifested that my ex would get a DUI. Sometimes it's like that, you know, or you were having a vision. Maybe you weren't manifesting, but you were like, I see this clearly. I kind of did this weekend. I'm not even kidding. Where, oh my God. So a snowstorm, right? I did not have time to get groceries. I'm a busy fucking woman. Did my boyfriend get groceries? No, of course not. So it's like, we need dinner. I figured out lunch and breakfast. I made us literally the best ever cinnamon roll banana bread. I had dug out random things in the freezer. I made like a good old Midwest style egg and hash brown and bacon casserole. Like I was like, yes, there's nothing left in the fridge. Okay. So he goes out on an adventure to go get us dinner. What does he do when he get home? Oh my God, I crashed my car. What the fuck do you mean you crashed your car? And it's crazy because as he's out doing that, I literally had this like thought in my head where I was like, I feel like this dumbass is gonna go and do donuts and like slip out and fuck his car up. Guess what he did? Exactly that. And I don't want to shame him or like get too down on him because he's already very down on himself about it because it was like his fault. When you're in an accident, it's someone else's fault. It's like, okay, whatever. But when you're in an accident, it's your fault. It's like, God damn, you're really going to get pissed at yourself. But it was literally like, did I manifest that or did I have a vision? And did I tell him exactly about the vision I had? Yes. I said, drive carefully. No donuts. Don't be a fucking dumbass. What does he do? Exactly what I had a vision about. So maybe you're a psychic and maybe you manifested it, but also most importantly, maybe you just had a vision or a clear understanding of who they are as a person, and thus you were able to know what they were going to do before they even did it. Which I was on TikTok live picking a fit and accidentally flashed my tit with 10 people watching. Haven't told anyone that like seriously was going to take it to my grave. You know what? It's okay. I'm sure it looked fantastic. It's all right. It happens to the best of us. I have this weird, as someone who posts online, I have this weird OCD like thought habit where I'm like, oh my God, what if I accidentally posted my pussy online? Like, I don't know what it is, especially when I get too high and a little scared. I'm like, oh my God, what if I accidentally like flash my titties on camera? It's like, you did not do that. Very obviously so. Why are you freaking out thinking maybe you did? Like, I don't know what it is. It's definitely like an OCD issue that I have, especially like with posting online. It's like, but what if I did this thing? It's like, obviously you didn't. Duh, obviously you didn't. So don't worry about it. But 10 people watching, girl, you're okay. I'm sure it was a safe space. With 10 people watching, it's giving safe space. It's giving like friends sleepover. But if it was like 100 people, I'd be like, oh my God. Oh no, oh no. It's not the worst thing that could happen on TikTok Live. I'll tell you what. One time my ex and I were using a butt plug and he pulled it out of me covered in shite. Oh my God, girl. And you know what? That's what I say. Men be like, I want to be in that asshole so bad. It's like, okay, but like, are you ready for the poop that's going to incur? Because I, as a woman, am not going to be douching for anal. I am not a professional porn star. There's no reason I need to be doing that because I don't give a fuck. And if you want to be back there, if you want access to that area, you better be a man and be prepared for what it's used for, what God intended it to be used for, which is shit. So if you run into shit in a shitty area, don't be surprised when you see shit. You know, be a man. Of course there might be a little some. And you know what? Most importantly, I will say, be aware of your diet, eat your fiber. If you're gonna do any backdoor play, do it after, and I mean like a while after, like a good solid BM. Don't do it after like a Chipotle, Taco Bell, ice cream binge night, because it might be soft serve back there, girl. But yes, if you're gonna play those games, you gotta be aware of the prizes you're gonna win, and no shame on you. Like I said, if they want to be back there, they gotta be prepared for what it's used for. And if they're gonna judge you on that, well, God's judging them. Someone said, confessional, I'm a fool, Hannah. There's this adorable girl at the dispo that's always giving me eyes, flirting away. Instead of being a normal person asking for her number, I keep going back to the dispensary hoping I see her. And now I have way too much weed to go back. Please save me. Oh my God, I have the perfect out for you. Congratulations. You have way too much weed and you can't smoke it on your own. Go back to the dispo. Go buy, I don't know, like some papers. Oh my God. Go get your supplies there. Go see if the girl's there. Be like, oh my God, yeah, like I just can't smoke this all myself. What are your favorite wraps? Do you want to like hang out and smoke sometime? Like, I think it's totally okay to ask people that you are regulars at for just like any sort of like hangout, or if you want to take things further. I think that's totally fine and normal. It's the same thing as like, oh, I go to this coffee shop every morning and there's this barista that I flirt with every morning, like let me get her number. I think you can totally do that with the dispo girls too, and like if she doesn't feel it, it might be weird, and then congratulations, you just got to go find a new dispo, and you probably want to do that for a while because you got a ton of weed on hands. But best case scenario, congratulations, you have a ton of weed. Now you need some rolling papers, or maybe you need a new pipe or a new bong, whatever. Go back to the dispo, go to the girl, be like, oh my God, what are your favorite blah 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 blah. Oh, I just have too much weed. Oh, I just have such a huge problem. I have too much weed and no one to smoke it with. Oh, life's so hard. And then congratulations, now she's coming over, now you're smoking weed, and now you're fucking. Just kidding, but like that's the best case scenario. Someone said, I'm a few months out of a 2-year relationship. I thought I wouldn't be comfortable having sex with anyone for a while, but I recently started putting myself out there, and there's this guy who is super creative and sweet, but the thing that really got me going was that his apartment was beautifully decorated and clean. Immediately, I changed my mind. Maybe I wouldn't mind having sex in this beautiful apartment. You're so right about that. A man who has his shit together, literally, is the sexiest thing ever. I don't care what you're packing downstairs. I don't care about your height. I don't care what you look like. I don't care whatever. If you can like present yourself in a normal adult manner that is like level-headed and good and real, and you have like adult shit going on for you, like a 401k, my pussy's wet. And that's just how it is. And you know what? You should. I'm sure those sheets are real comfortable, girl. Go for it.
Okay, I don't really have much of a question. I just really want you to know that you have changed my life so much. And as parasocial as that might sound, like every week when you upload your podcast, I am so excited to listen to it. I live in the Midwest too. I'm a Midwest girly. And like when you talk about your life experiences, I relate to you on so many different levels. And I just I wish I had a friend like you in real life. So it's great to watch you. Sorry, losing my voice. But anyways, I went back onto your first YouTube video that you posted of Smoke Sesh, and you have changed so much. And like in a good way. Like you have just evolved so much. You just look even better. You look great. And it just made me so excited to keep getting older. Because I'm way younger than you, girl. I'm only 18, but it's just, I'm very grateful to have a woman like you to look up to, and I'm very thankful for you. And I just want you to know that there's so many people who love you, and to never stop doing the Smoke Sesh, because it really gets so many people through. And yeah, that's all I got.
Stop. I'm in an emotional era, so don't even be nice to me because I will start crying. No, you guys don't understand how much I do really, really appreciate. Like, I wouldn't be here without you guys. Like, parasocial relationship, it goes two ways. I think most people think parasocial relationship it's like one way. No, here in this community it goes two ways. Y'all think you're my best friend, I'm also your best friend. Like, that's really how it is. I get to sit down and kiki with my girls and my gays and my theys and my he's, whoever is here. I'm happy to have you here as long as you're bringing the good fucking vibes and a positive fucking attitude and love for everybody. And I know I rant about this a lot and I say thank you a lot, but I think you guys deserve it. As much as like you guys feel like you couldn't be here without me, I truly couldn't be here without you. And I do look forward to doing this every single week. And thank you for noticing I've gotten hotter. I've been doing a lot of mental and not a lot of physical, well, some physical work. I've been like working out and being active more, but I've been doing a lot of mental work to just get more comfortable in myself. So I'm glad it's paying off and I'm glad you can see it. There's something about being the little sister that makes me always have wanted a big sister, and I've never had a big sister. I really never had any like older females in my life growing up that I could really look like forward to. So I feel like since I was always searching for that, I decided, you know what, fuck it, I'll become it. And I'm so happy to be here, and I'm so happy to hopefully provide inspiration or a little laugh or some light to the darkness that might be going on in your life, especially now with the whole winter blues and the craziness going on in our country. It's like the best thing that I can do, I've realized, for community, of course showing up and showing out and using my voice, but also just like trying to provide some light and some joy to the people who are around me. I feel like that's what I'm really best at. So thank you. Your words really do mean the world to me, and I love you so much. Sending you such a big kiss. Mwah. Anyways, with that being said, I think that's pretty much all the call-ins we got and all the confessionals we have going into the new year. So if there's anything you needed to get off your chest, hopefully you got it off your chest. It was a fun little pre-vacation episode to sit down with you guys and hang out and chit chat, you know, all the crazy shit that life really do bring our way, because it gets wild. And hopefully I could bring a little bit of light to your life during the trials and tribulations that you may be going through right now. Please, I love you. Stay safe out there. I'm begging. Show up for your friends. Show up for your neighbors. Don't be a stupid fucking idiot who's egotistical and thinks only they matter in this world, because that's not going to get you anywhere, I promise. Show up for your friends. Tell people you love them. Be kind to yourself. Be kind to the people around you. Stay safe. Stay sane. Stay sexy. And I'll see you all so soon. Mwah.